So what you're saying is that scouting is not best suited for your child? What? Hey, ScouterStan, I want to talk about this subject. It came up at a recruitment night many years ago, and I've been thinking about it for some time. Now, this is going to be a little controversial, but I've actually had that come up at a sign-up. And I can only think of 3 instances that scouting may not be the best for a youth. And let me go into that. Now, first off, let me personally say that I believe scouting is for everyone. And that is where I've come from. I go and I sign up scouts and I get them involved in scouting because I truly believe that scouting's values helps America's youth. So that's what I do. I go out and I recruit young people to get involved into a scout troop. Now, troops, crews, packs, all kinds of stuff. So I recruit a lot. And that's something that I believe in. Now, I can only think of 3 cases. Now, the first one that I want to bring up is gifted. If the youth is extremely naturally talented in a field, such as sports or music or art, I mean, really gifted, then I think that scouting might be a distraction. I think that their focus should be on that skill that they have. I think that that should be their focus. Now, all too often, I would say more than 95% don't have these naturally incredible skills. So they can find them in scouting. So there is a very tiny percentage that may be already identified as being very gifted, and this would be a distraction. The second one is a calling. A religious calling. A calling to a religious faith can often be very distracting from what is needed for the youth. And all too often it precludes any other activities. So in that tiniest of fraction of youth that have a religious calling, they may not be suited for scouting. And probably the third and most controversial one is temperament, okay? They have to have that ability to participate in a group setting such as scouting. If they do not or cannot have that temperament that allows them to work in a group, that may be a problem. Now, that temperament can also be that the youth is in a criminal type situation in their home environment. So there may be a bad influence within the home that may be too late. The youth may already be participating in that type of thing. Now, I've got a 50-50 on that. When I was growing up, I've seen troubled youth come into scouting and turn their life around. So this is a very small amount of youth that would be in this temperament issue. So that is something to keep in mind. Now, my father was born into and grew up in a very criminal environment. He was in a very rural part of West Virginia, and he had real influences that were taking him down a very dark path. Now, scouting changed that. He got involved in scouting, and it was like a religious calling to him. And he got involved in it, and it saved his life. He literally left that environment, went off to college, got a degree. It changed, just totally changed his life. That was something he did. Now, one of the things that a lot of people try to say would not be appropriate would be people or youth that are impaired or disabled in some way. I totally disagree. I think that those individuals will achieve a lot of great things in scouting. In fact, if you focus on what they can't do, that's negative. We don't want to go there. We want to be friendly and courteous and kind. So we need to think about what they can do, what kinds of activities they can participate in, what achievements they can do. We have an entire program that can be tailor-made for disabled people. So that is something to seriously consider. That they're not the ones that would have a problem joining a unit. In fact, that's something I would encourage. Now, when you boil it down to it, when we think about scouting as adult leaders, we deal mostly with parents. That's who we work with. The youth do their own program, especially in a troop. In a pack, it's done as a pack. It's done as a den. So that's how that structure works. But in most of the time, we as adult leaders are working with other adults. It's important that we help them, the adults, the parents, the youth, to make good decisions and to join scouting and get those good scouting values. Helping parents adjust their schedule for scouting. We need that space so that we can go to meetings, go to campouts, go and participate in activities. That is very, very important. I know you do a lot of hard work for your youth, for your scouting unit, and I want you to keep it up because your scouts are doing a great job and you are doing a good job. So keep that up. We're in this for them, okay? So, and I enjoy being here with you, and I thank you so much for participating in our channel. And I know this is going to be a controversial thing, okay? So go ahead and leave messages and stuff. I will answer them. And remember, I'm always friendly, courteous, and kind, and I expect the same from you. So, anyways, I will see you on the trail.